Serie A is back, and so are the champions Napoli, this time with reinforcements like Lorenzo Lucca and Kevin De Bruyne. They win 2-0 in the debut here. This was an interesting matchup against Sassuolo, champion versus champion, Serie A champions, and Napoli against Serie B champions and Sassuolo. On paper, it looked like this was going to be an even game, right? A more highly contested matchup than a normal promoted team, just because Sassuolo's been there, done that, kept most of their key player personnel, and so maybe they could give Napoli a challenge. We'll see what kind of competition they would give to them, but we saw this is Napoli, right? Same old Napoli from last year. No Romelu Lukaku probably until Christmas time. It's okay. They got Lorenzo Luca. It doesn't matter. This team, best midfield in Serie A, no matter which combination you put in there. McTominay looking like his MVP self, gets a goal, a nice header assist from Politano. Kevin De Bruyne gets a goal with a free kick goal. Lucky, sure, but hey, you got to create your own luck, right? And I think Napoli looked in control the entire matchup, really not threatened. Meret could have been better, right? But overall, I think it was a fantastic performance by Napoli. Great job by them, really. Looking at the lineup in this one, you know, standard 4-2-3-1. Again, any combination of midfield you put in there, it's going to be one of the best, if not the best in the league. Meret in goal, he was okay in this game. He had a couple bobbles, I think, overall, but for the most part, did his job. Di Lorenzo, Rahmani, Juan Jesus, and Oliveira, they were decent. They weren't really threatened. They handled the job when they were threatened. Berardi, Loriente, for the most part, kept them on the wraps in the game. I think Anguissa was a beast in this game, all over the place. Lobotka did his job as you'd expect. I thought Politano did a great job. De Bruyne looked good for his debut. Obviously, Lorenzo Luca, it take some time for him to get used to this team here and Antonio Conte style, but I think what we see off the bat, obviously De Bruyne is going to do his thing, and Anguissa and Lobotka are solid, but the question mark was McTominay. Was last year a fluke? Could he repeat it this year? He looks like absolutely going to repeat it this year. He is MVP talent. He is a fantastic player, and Antonio Conte has done wonders for his career. He's even got the Italian flow going now with a little bit longer hair. Excellent to see him there. And if you're a Sassuolo fan, don't be too disgruntled by this, right? I mean, Toratti, I think, is a decent goalkeeper. He didn't do well in this game, but their defensive back line could be better. Obviously, Doig is a pretty decent talent of a player, but having Lipani, Kone, and Baloka, I think Kone was a little bit unlucky. I don't think it was quite a red card. It was a yellow card, certainly. I think he got the ball first, and studs necessarily weren't that high. But he got a red card nonetheless. No impact in the game, but it's all going to be about the front three and what they can do this year. And I think this team can be pretty dangerous for a good part of the league. Not maybe the teams like Napoli, but Berardi, Pinamonti, and Loriente, those are talented guys there. They're going to get their goals, just like they got in Serie B and like they got in Serie A previously. But this is all about Napoli. Napoli, what a game. What a performance by them. Look at statistics-wise. Possession, 62-38. You're going to see this all the time from Napoli. They're going to be outpossessing majority of the teams in the league, if not every team in the league. XG's 0.38 for Sassuolo, 1.19 for Napoli, and that's really could have been higher. 13 shots on goal, 4 on target, but I think Zambo and Anguissa could have made it 3-0 in this game. A couple other opportunities that they missed. But this is just game one. Two big chances created, both of them goals. Passing accuracy, 90% for Napoli with all the passes they made. And, Sassuolo wasn't terrible. Both teams committed 17 fouls, 2 corners for Napoli to 1. Goals from open play, 0.92 from Napoli, 0.38 for Sassuolo. Set piece, not bad. Non-penalties, again, 1.19. And XGs of shots on target, 1.24. Obviously, two shots on goal, 2 goals, right? So, well, at least one of them. The De Bruyne one, I don't think necessarily was a shot on goal. But it's all about Conte repeating what he did last year with Napoli, and McTominay repeating what he did last year. McTominay hit a crossbar end of the first half. He was all over the place. This team's legit. I picked them to repeat this year, and they look every bit the part they're gonna be in the running for Scudetto this year. Just it's gonna be hard to beat this team. They're only gonna beat themselves when they play some of the big boys. I'm curious how they're gonna do. I know they're gonna do well. The question is, has anyone stepped up to match what they do this year? That'll be to be determined. I think Napoli, safe bet to be in the running for the Scudetto later this year. But what a performance! Game 1 to kick things off. Their next match, I think, is against Cagliari, who got a draw in their first game. But hey, the champions doing their job even without Lukaku. They'll be fine without Lukaku. They'll only get that much better with Lukaku. And once this team, once their parts, the new parts, get acclimated with each other, De Bruyne and Lucca and the others, this team is going to be scary. And the team to beat this year, wow, good for them. Good for them. Good for the Napoli Tifosi. Happy for you guys. Team is absolutely a monster, and maybe we'll see a back-to-back championship three in so many years. So yeah, can't wait to talk more about Napoli this year. Excited. We'll see what the end of the transfer market brings for them as well. So we'll have a wrap up on the transfer market when the season ends, or when the transfer market ends here. So let's see what Napoli does this year.